Okay, we're going into Savannah Bay. Wish us luck. It's full of reefs. We have a good team. She made it. I've started this cruising project alone, but I've always had many people joining me along the ride. This time, I had Erica and Jack as travel companions to explore the BVI. That's it! We made it to Savannah Bay without running around. Is that Rupert over there? No. And eventually we're trying to convince Rupert to come here and cook us dinner, but that's Jack's job. Full sunset. Actually, it doesn't look that good on camera. It's really good in real life.
Camera. I'm surprised it kept me in.
Okay. 1 point for the iPhone.
A few moments later.
I know. I actually have to use the restroom, so you guys gotta go.
Oh, but you can use the front restroom. Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's multiple
Day dining is fine.
Alright.
Alright, so the boat is rocking like a motherfucker with the help of Jack right now. We're going to try to set up a stern anchor so we align the boat perpendicular to the swell and eventually have less swinging around like crazy all night. Sounds good?
Yes, please. Please do it. Go.
Alright, we're going. Alright, I've just arrived in Grenada. I'm joining Ryan for a really cool project. You'll have footage of this at some point. I'll do a vlog on this delivery, pretty sick. Back to our topic regarding stern anchor. So here is the idea for stern anchor. So normally the wind and the waves are kind of aligned, and because you anchor in relatively sheltered places, your boat pitches slightly and you have a nice night at anchor. That's the idea. But sometimes one of these two variable changes, so it's either the wind that changes direction because of a local effect or because of change in the synoptical wind, or it can be the swell that, you know, changes. You have like some swell, secondary swell arriving from far away because of a distant low pressure or something like this. But either way, wind and wave are not aligned anymore. I'll leave current aside, but normally your boat aligns with the wind. So if the wind and the swell are not aligned anymore, your boat will align with the wind, and the waves will catch, you know, the boat sideways and will cause her to roll over like crazy. Between there is this guy using a circle or so over there. It's really difficult to film this part of the, about like troll, stern, anchor, whatever. So depending on the swell frequency and the size of your boat, this rolling can be really uncomfortable. So to spend a good night and to spare the nerves of the crew, you must find a solution. One solution could be just, you know, changing anchorage. But if the wind isn't too strong, there is another solution, which is deploying a stern anchor. One way to deploy a stern anchor on a small boat is to take your stern anchor in your dinghy, row it to a point that is roughly aligned with your main anchor onto the swell axis, drop it there, come back to the boat and pull on the line from, you know, the aft of the boat, and this will cause the boat to realign with the swell instead of with the wind. So this is the ideal situation. As I said before, it will mostly work on a calm day when it's not too deep, so you can set your stern anchor, or the swell isn't too strong, or at an angle too important on the beam of the boat. Be careful, because setting a stern anchor will get the boat, you know, at an angle to the wind, which in return will increase the windage, and this will increase the pull on the anchor, which might cause one of your anchors to drag. If it's the stern one, it's fine, your boat will just realign with the wind and the boat will start rolling again. If it's the front anchor, then you're probably up for a fun time recovering the situation. Alternative solution to stern anchor is the following. I have no idea about the name because I haven't seen anyone doing it, and I just came up with this solution. One day I was really upset by the swell. It was too deep for me to set up a stern anchor, and also I was too lazy anyway to row the boat. So here it is. So first you want to choose the side of the boat which is opposite to where the swell hits. You're going to tie a mooring line to your main chain just after the davit. You can use a shackle or a rolling hitch, whatever floats your boat, and then you bring that mooring line all the way to the aft cleat, going outside of everything, so outside of the stanchion, outside of the pulpit, everything, and you tie the line to the aft cleat, just leaving a meter or two of slack. Once this is done, you can let out slowly some of your main chain, and the mooring line will come into tension. And now it's just about finding the right balance. There is a point where the mooring line and the anchor will pull equally, and your boat will magically align with the swell. When you nail it, it's pretty cool. Again, this is a super simple solution to be comfortable when condition changes, but it's also messing up with your ground tackle. So I wouldn't try it in 30 knots of wind. Too much wind over there. So either with the classic stern anchor technique or with the one I just described, you're constraining your boat against the wind. So if the wind changes again, it's really likely that your setup won't be relevant anymore. So I wouldn't let the boat on either of this setup for too long unattended, and just stay on alert and make sure that I adapt the technique to the conditions. And if you try the second technique I described, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback on this, because I haven't seen many people using it. I'm teaching it when I'm doing cruising classes, but yeah, happy to hear your feedback about this. Okay, so Jack right now got the spare anchor with him. He's going to reverse somewhere over there and eventually drop the line and the anchor over there, and we're gonna realign with the swell, and we won't be like so crazy on the anchor, inshallah. What's the plan for the day?
We are going to, well, I think first on the agenda is finding beer. That has been talked about many times. And then going to an island, or just around actually, Virgin Gorda. Estrella?
Eustatia. So as soon as we stop to be lazy, that I stop working and that Jack stops working on his Croatian language, then we'll be off. Sounds good?
Što preporučujete? Croatian is hard.
Sounds hard. Yesterday night we set up a stern anchor, and now Jack is trying to get the anchor back. What I do normally is that I just tie a fender to the anchor at the bottom to weight the anchor and have her floating, and so I can float the anchor back. Did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we got our anchor floating back there. I'm gonna retrieve it and then pick up the normal anchor. Come on, little anchor! And there she is! No, stay here. Man, you ready, man? Yeah.
Okay, we're off the ground. So I have great crew, but they always have something, which means that I'm the one picking up the anchor. So back.
You know how the green and red lights? So the colour is red, the side is on the left. That's cool. No red or left in the bottle.
Nice, I like that.
Look at this water! So nice. Alright. Who's going to go shark baiting? Okay, we're gonna try to make it through this western entrance of Gouda Sound. Should be fine, but it's narrow and not well charted. All what we like. Okay, so I'm up here trying to see the reefs and eventually not run aground. But this passage over there is going to be sketchy because see, there's like wind acceleration plus reefs, so there's big reef here but more over there. So yep, it's gonna be interesting. Not today.
On it, sail through the gap. 27, 26, 25, 24.
Yes.